They thought she was just a woman on deck, but the USS Dominion obeyed her alone. Every turret, every hatch, every system moved as if alive, anticipating every enemy attack before it even happened. Boarding soldiers froze in fear, cannons missed by meters. The most powerful ship in the fleet wasn't controlled by the Navy. It belonged to her. The USS Dominion moved through the early morning haze like a silent predator, its steel hull slicing the calm waters with unrelenting authority. The deck was calm, disciplined, alive with the quiet rhythm of naval routine. Sailors moved in precise patterns, the thud of boots on steel echoing softly. Engines hummed steadily, and the horizon was blank, except for faint mist and the first pale streaks of dawn. Another patrol. Another routine day aboard one of the fleet's most formidable warships, until the first alarm shattered the quiet. "Captain, multiple unidentified vessels approaching at high speed," Lieutenant Commander Adrian Blake called from the bridge, eyes narrowing at the radar feed. The display showed a flotilla of enemy battleships, moving with precision and intent, closing in from the east. Captain Eleanor Shaw's gaze hardened, her hand brushing lightly against the command console. "Battle stations. Alert the crew. Brace for boarding." Tension rippled through the bridge, but the growing danger was soon overshadowed by another presence. A lone woman appeared on the main deck. Her stride was calm, controlled, and deliberate. She wore a fitted navy jacket and black combat boots. No insignia, no rank, no credentials. Yet every movement radiated authority, quiet and absolute. Petty Officer Connor Fields noticed her first. "Sir, that civilian. She's walking across the deck. Alone." Eleanor's jaw tightened. "Keep her away from combat areas. She's not cleared for engagement." But the woman ignored orders. Her steps were measured and purposeful, each footfall resonating across the steel deck, synchronized somehow with the Dominion itself. The ship shifted subtly beneath her presence. Turrets adjusted toward approaching threats without command. Hatches shifted to create barricades, and the engines pulsed with the cadence of anticipation. The first enemy boarding lines descended, ropes snaking toward the Dominion's deck. Soldiers scrambled to gain footholds, expecting chaos and resistance, but the woman met them with calm precision. She moved faster than the eye could follow, intercepting each intruder with instinctive skill. Every touch of the railing or console seemed to ripple through the vessel, as though the Dominion itself recognized her authority. "Captain, the ship, it's responding to her," Fields whispered, voice tense. "Every system obeying her presence." Eleanor's brow furrowed. "Impossible. Only senior command can override protocols this fast. Who is she?" The woman vaulted onto the first rope, landing silently in the center of the deck. Enemy soldiers froze, caught in a moment of hesitation, trapped between instinct and an unspoken force. The Dominion seemed to expand around her, every hatch, turret, and deck panel subtly aligning with her steps. She paused for only a heartbeat, hand brushing lightly against the railing, scanning the horizon. Instantly, turrets rotated toward the potential threats, defensive barriers activated, and the deck vibrated subtly as if alive. Fields muttered under his breath. "It's like she is the ship, controlling everything without speaking." The boarding team pressed on, but each move was counted before it could succeed. The woman maneuvered with uncanny precision, disarming intruders, redirecting their movement, and maintaining perfect balance across the heaving deck. The ship itself seemed to anticipate every attack, protecting her as if she were its core. "Identify yourself. Now!" Eleanor's voice cut through the tension. Her gaze met the captain's, calm, unwavering. "I am the one the Dominion remembers," she said quietly, almost as if speaking to the ship itself. The bridge fell silent. Sailors and officers alike realized that the battle was no longer a contest of strategy or firepower. It was about presence. The Dominion obeyed her instinctively. Each system aligned with her movements and thoughts. A second wave of enemy boarding lines approached, massive and relentless. Yet the Dominion responded before a rope even hit the deck. Turrets pivoted, hatches shifted, and every subtle motion of the ship reinforced the woman's command. Enemy soldiers hesitated, caught in the pull of a force they could neither understand nor resist. "Sir, she's not controlling the systems," Fields murmured. "They're bonded. The ship recognizes her." Eleanor exhaled sharply. "We've never trained for this. Not a single drill prepares you for her." The woman's presence radiated authority. She moved along the deck with calm precision. Every defensive system responding instantaneously, enemy attacks faltered mid-assault, and soldiers were forced to retreat. The Dominion was not just a warship in her hands. It was an extension of her. The morning light pierced the mist, glinting off steel and water alike. Enemy vessels paused, uncertain. One woman alone had transformed the Dominion into an impenetrable fortress. The crew understood, with sinking awe, that this battle belonged to her. And the ship would follow no one else. The enemy ships hesitated on the horizon, their boarding teams frozen in uncertainty. But their commanders were relentless. The first vessel shifted forward, intent on overwhelming the Dominion with sheer force. Yet every subtle motion of the ship beneath her feet countered them. She didn't need to shout orders. She didn't need a weapon in hand. Her presence alone orchestrated a defense that no human mind could match. Aurora Lane advanced toward the main gun deck. Her boots struck the steel with quiet authority, and the Dominion responded instantly. Turrets rotated toward incoming projectiles, firing warning shots that knocked ropes from enemy hands. Mechanical doors sealed compartments, creating barriers no boarding party could penetrate. The ship seemed alive, breathing, anticipating, protecting. Lieutenant Commander Blake stared in disbelief. "Captain, every system is responding directly to her. It's like the Dominion has awakened." Captain Eleanor Shaw gritted her teeth, voice barely audible. "I've never seen anything like this. She's bonded to it. The ship obeys her instinctively." Aurora's gaze swept over the deck. Enemy soldiers tried to regroup. But every step they took was anticipated. The Dominion shifted beneath her, tilting slightly to redirect their momentum. A boarding rope snapped under its own tension. Ladders swung harmlessly into the water. Sailors on deck watched in awe as the woman moved with fluid precision, each motion neutralizing threats before they could act. A sudden cannon volley from the enemy flagship rocked the water, aimed to breach the Dominion's bow. Aurora didn't flinch. She stepped forward, hand resting lightly on the rail. The Dominion shuddered, then shifted in perfect synchrony, diverting the blast harmlessly into the waves. The water erupted behind the ship, a fiery column of steam and spray. Yet the vessel remained unscathed, its hull untouched. Fields whispered, barely able to contain his astonishment. She's controlling the battle. Every defensive system, every turret. It's like she's one with the ship." Aurora's eyes scanned the horizon, calm and calculating. Enemy ships attempted to flank her, but every maneuver was anticipated. The Dominion tilted, engines adjusting to redirect the attack, and boarding parties lost their footing, retreating in confusion. Even the flagship's main guns fired into empty water, missing by mere meters as the ship seemed to move on instinct. Captain Shaw finally understood. "Aurora, you're not just defending this ship. You are the ship." Aurora's lips curved in the faintest smile. "The Dominion was built to protect. It remembers who it was built for, and it trusts me." The enemy flagship launched a coordinated strike. Massive shells arced through the sky, each one aimed to crush the Dominion before it could respond. Aurora raised a single hand. The ship shifted in perfect synchronization, every turret pivoting, every defensive system aligning with her intent. One by one, shells were intercepted or deflected. Explosions erupted harmlessly in the water, and enemy soldiers aboard boarding vessels were thrown back or immobilized. The Dominion seemed to pulse beneath Aurora's feet, vibrating with a controlled energy that no sailor had ever witnessed. She moved across the deck with deliberate steps, and the ship responded like an extension of her body. Shields activating, engines accelerating, weapons targeting automatically. The enemy flagship faltered. Its formations broke, and boarding parties retreated, their plans unraveling in real time. Aurora did not need to speak. The Dominion had become an autonomous guardian, guided by her presence alone.